Hello, it is the 27th day of Elul, and that means we are almost at the end of the month. We don't play the shofar on the day that's Erev Rosh Hashanah. So, in other words, this is this is Wednesday that we're doing this. Tomorrow's Thursday, which will be the 28th of Elul, and on the 29th of Elul, which is the last day of Elul, we will not be playing the shofar because we want to be fresh about hearing it on Rosh Hashanah. This last week, these last 5 days right before Rosh Hashanah, they have some traditions associated with them that we've kind of lost. And so I did some research and I found one of them and I want to talk about it today. Rabbi Eliezer taught, this is a midrash from the Talmud, the world was created on the 25th of Elul, which implies that Adam was created on Rosh Hashanah. And that is not what we sort of have carried into our current tradition. The tradition that we use is that the world was created in Tishrei, on the first of Tishrei, which is Rosh Hashanah. But there was some argument about that went on with the rabbis. And what has happened is that we have that the creation myth ended up not really being part of the Rosh Hashanah. We have a little bit of creation myth, but we also have a lot of judgment, a lot of sin and repentance, a lot of punishment and reward. And this creation idea of Rosh Hashanah and of these 5 days before has a little bit been lost. And so I have found from the something from the Rabbinical School of Hebrew College in Massachusetts, something that kind of celebrates this idea of the 25th of Elul. So I want to read a little bit about this. First of all, so some ways that we can mark this 25th of Elul. From the book Radical Judaism, Rabbi Arthur Green writes, "The celebration of creation calls out for revival in our day. The urgent need to transform human behavior in relation to the environment will be best supported by a religious life that returns to the psalmist's consciousness of our human place within the great symphony of creation." And so we do have this one tradition that we don't observe, that is written in our writings, of celebrating the 25th of Elul, again, which is considered one of the places that the world was created, from the 19th century mystic Rabbi Yosef Hayim in his book Leshon Hamim. He suggests that what you do on the 25th of Elul to celebrate this creation of the world is to take a mikvah, a ritual bath, and to immerse yourself 6 times to reflect the 6 days of creation. He also suggests that this should be a very celebratory day with meals and sweets that we should give to charity, tzedakah, which is something that Jews do at celebratory times. And then at night, we should light 5 candles, which correspond to the 5 lights of chesed, which is divine love. And the idea of these 5 lights is reflected in the fact that the word or, which means light, is mentioned 5 times during the first verse about creation from Genesis. 2 other rituals that are suggested for this day are to chant, and by the way, so this 25th of Elul, of course, was 2 days ago, because this is the 27th today. But one of the things about these rituals is we can keep doing them in these days before Rosh Hashanah happens. So to chant the letters of the Hebrew alphabet 27 times, because there's 22 letters plus the 5 that are the ending letters. So it's 27 letters, but to chant all the letters of the alphabet 27 times, because Jewish mystical sources describe the Hebrew letters as the building blocks of the universe, hence creation. And then the other is to read verses from the Torah that correspond to the day. So on the 25th of Elul, you read the verses that say God created day and night, darkness and light and darkness. And then on the 26th of Elul, you read the second day verses, which talks about sky being separated from the waters. And I would like to read the Torah reading from the 3rd day, because this is the 27th of Elul. God said, "Let the water below the sky be gathered into one area, that the dry land may appear." And it was so. God called the dry land earth and called the gathering of waters seas. And God saw that this was good. And God said, let the earth sprout vegetation, seed-bearing plants, fruit trees of every kind on earth that bear fruit with the seed in it. And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, seed-bearing plants of every kind, and trees of every kind, bearing fruit with the seed in it. And God saw that this was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a third day. So as we come into this weekend where we're going to celebrate Shabbat and celebrate Rosh Hashanah at the same time, on Friday night, take a moment before or after reciting the blessing over the Shabbat candles to reflect on the wonder of creation and to recommit to living more consciously as but one part of an amazing and interconnected planet. Tikiya. Shivarim Trua. Tikiya.
Tikiya.
Uh-oh, you muted yourself.
Shavarim.
Tikiya. Ruah. Tikiya. Tikiya. Ruah. Tikiya.
Tikiya. Shivarim. Tikiya.
Tikiya. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Varim Trua. Tikiya.
Tikiya. Shvarim. Tikiya.
Tikiya. Trua. Tikiya. And now we have a new tradition for the end of Elul, starting on the next year, starting on the 25th of Elul. We now have this new thing we're going to do.
All right,
Yay.
we'll see you tomorrow
Bye.
for the
See you
last
tomorrow.
sounding of the shofar.